What's going on, good people? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another installment of Midnights with Marcus Maven. Oh, damn. Hi, Tina. Robert in the building. Mom's Kelly in the building. Chuck in the house. Cashmere. Lemon Pepper Luke. KD. What's good? What's good? Jocelyn's in the building. Reggie's in the house. Denzel. What's good, everybody? What's good? Chris is in the building. He said free throws are free, but you pay when you miss. Frank Love, Joy Porter, what's good? Red State coming with the stats. Red State said, what is it? Oh, no, 13 for 25. Babu in the building, what's good? Mmm. Mmm. Football team definitely got to have a couple open practices. 11 Pepper Silver says, I love you, Russ, but come on, dog. So I'm the fan. No, they was playing for the money, Jocelyn. Home court energy is back. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Mm. Yeah, they sure did. Them boys took one for the team. They took one for the team. I knew it was gonna happen, just like this. I knew it was gonna happen just like this. Them boys made a sacrifice. They made a sacrifice. They made a sacrifice, y'all. Chuck said he banked in the three, totally crap. Woo! Energy and excitement for the win. Y'all knew that shot was going in when it went up at the end of the game. Y'all knew we missed them free throws. They said they dogging Russ. They dogging Russ like like it's the NCAA. Nice break from the Heat. Oh, next year, do I coach the TBT team? What coaching changes would I have made? I'd have ran a little more high low with Shane and Chinanu. I'd have just hyped up Shane a little more. Not dogging Russ, but Luke was the MVP. Oh. Yeah, Jeff, I didn't like that. Listen, I wanted to win. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to win it. But I also understood that they put their reputations up on the line by even playing. Mm. Mm. Yeah, everybody was trying to finish it out. next year with an in shape. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We listen. You could see the conditioning on the other team from the beginning. Defense, physical, they were really tough. Shane did have 5 steals though, so it's hard to think. Yeah, if you got Earl Clark on that team, you win it. You have Earl Clark, you winning. The Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, is that on right now? Damn, I'm gonna have to get a TV in here, y'all. I'm gonna have to get a TV. Louisville Lamont, I'm gonna be hitting you up. Louisville Lamont, I'm gonna have to hit you up. We need a TV in here. They lost because they didn't play enough Mayo. Didn't play Mayo enough. Mayo could have got more minutes. Yeah, Earl's with the big 3. He had to listen. That big 3, he getting his money right. Glad Brom having more open practices. Facts. That's a fact. I think 3 shots. Hold on, scrolling up there. So are there any takeaways from the Kenny Payne interview? Because I haven't watched it yet. Other than the fact that I heard it was long, what did y'all take away from the Kenny Payne interview? Any good information? Also, Moms Kelly, do you got them t-shirts on deck or what? Moms Kelly, what's up with the QR3 shirts? Come on, we need to get them QR3 shirts out. Are you taking orders yet? I was looking for you on X. It's not called Twitter no more. You know what? I forgot about that. It's not called Twitter anymore. Next year, Chris Jones. He didn't shy away from any questions, lining up front. B100 said I was begging for some Mayo off the bench. Red State said it takes a team 3 days to learn something. It took last year 3 months. That's disheartening. Of course, they were beating a dead horse at the press conference. Your boy Ethan tried KP at the presser. At the presser. What did he say? Kenny said still waiting on Johnson. Okay. We needed more Wayne out there. Was Wayne even in uniform? I think it was long. Yeah, that's what I figured. He hadn't done a lot of press this summer, so he's like, all right, y'all can ask whatever y'all want. He leaves Monday for fall camp. I need to play some of it. I got it on deck. I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I could play a little bit of it. Is okay. B100, you say play it? B100, you say do it or not? Because I can bring it up on deck. More confident and comfortable. Because Ethan was asking how he felt about the criticism. Look, because these are big bets. Chuck, why I don't believe he said. Look, why don't I believe you, Chuck? Hold on. Gary, you missed the game? Oh, no, you were the one spectator that cost us the game. Yeah, nothing. Look, I figured there'd be some nitpicking. Johnson, Eric, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and it's like you might as well ask something a little tougher if you dog them out all the time, or not dog them out all the time, but if you're critical, you got to ask questions. Let's see. Let's go find it. I think there it is. There it is. Let's see how we gonna share this. Wait, hold on. How we gonna share this screen? Let's see. Let's hear my coach. See what my coach got to say.
We established the way we want to play. We did no defense, mostly offense. A lot of skill work to get.
Actually, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna pull it off Twitter and Facebook and Twitch. Removing from Twitch. Say it for me. Removing from Facebook in 3, 2, 1. Also, remember, people, YouTube made for the Ville. YouTube made for the Ville. Red State is 3, 2, 1. Twitter folks, come join us on the YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and type in Made for the Ville. MADEFORTHEVILLE. Made for the Ville. Come join us. We check it out for myself. Boom. Boom. Let's go.
Them to understand, and this is the way we want to play.
Damn. Real quick, what about Sweeney, y'all? Damn, is Sweeney getting out of here? Oh, man, hold on, we got to talk about that too.
The tempo we want to play with. The conditioning is vital to what we do. The things that we did in strength and conditioning, vital to where we want to make each single player better. So I feel pretty good about how we leaving this summer.
Kenny, why haven't we heard from you? Is there a reason? I mean, do you feel like, you want to see some stuff on the court before you talk? Kind of.
One thing I cannot do is I can't hype it up because it's unfair to these kids. Listen, this is a hard job, and it's been a lot of years of hurt from a lot of people. And in order to fix this, to be honest with you, I need to hunker down and get to work on fixing this program and bringing.
I'm sorry, Coach. I'm guilty. I'm going to hype him up. I feel you, Coach. Yeah, you shouldn't hype him up, but I just can't help myself. I'm way too positive. I'm way too hyped. Sorry, Coach. This is what I do, man. This is what I do. I get hype about my kids. I'm sorry, Coach.
And the type of kids that need to be in this program, instead of being accessible to reporters for interviews, I got to grind. And that's just the reality of it. And I lost every game last year. So I got work to do, if you understand what I'm saying.
Coach, given the talent you brought in for the upcoming season, how much pressure are you feeling to produce results more in line with the baseline traditions of Louisville basketball, i.e. making the tournament and finishing the top half of the ACC?
Great question. I cannot, in my mind, allow you to take that question to NCAA tournaments, to a number of wins. Listen, elephant in the room, guys. I know we got to win games. Every single time we take the floor, our job is to win games. But I am building a program. I am changing a culture. And in order to do that, I got to first get them to understand the process of winning. That's more important than, to be honest with you, just saying, let's just win this game. If I bring 9 new guys in this program and I only talk about wins and losses and not the process, how can I, in my mind, have sustained success? That's what it is. No question. I didn't know, to answer your question, how many games we would win. But I did know that if we don't know how to defend, if we don't know how to pass the basketball, if we don't know what togetherness is, if we don't have chemistry, how can we ever talk about winning? That's a part of the process. So I'm establishing a culture, trying to build chemistry amongst young people who don't know each other, or kids that are coming from hard situations that's been in the program. To be honest, and we talked about this last year, and you know about this, that believed there was a black cloud over the program. Young people believed there was a black cloud over this program. Well, how do you get them out of that mindset? That's a big part of what I had to deal with.
How was it for you getting out of that mindset? I mean, there was a lot of urgency when you came in March and had to talk guys into sticking around and trying to convince guys to come here. How has it slowed down for you?
Hadn't slowed down. It's changed a little bit. Last year I inherited a bunch of guys, and there was a cloud. I ain't gonna say a black cloud. That cloud was a ruling from the NCAA. That's no longer here. And like I said to start off with, I believe we've made a big step in the right direction, bringing the type of players that we need to have in this program. Now it becomes, we got to educate them on how to be one, how to be together. Have to educate them on what Louisville basketball is, truly what Louisville basketball is. And to be honest with you, 2-3 nights ago, the first game that the TBT event was happening, we went to the game, and they could see fans cheering for hustle plays, cheering for guys that were older, cheering for guys playing unselfishly. And we came back the next day, and I had our video guys break down the clips of those games. Look at how they played. Even though they're older, they're good basketball players, and look how the fans responded to them. That's what this program is built on. Look at how many people was at that game. And to be honest with you, some of them were shocked. They never imagined there would be 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, whatever was there. Those fans were there supporting former U of L basketball players.
You talk about to bringing in so many new players. There's one that's still a lot of questions about Tyler. Can you just speak about where things stand with him?
But we're still waiting on the process to get finished. Feel good about it, but we'll see when it's done.
Kenny, as far as last year, you told a story about a passing drill you did with the guys that it just took them hours to get it figured out. As far as with this year's group, what have you seen in workouts that tells you that this program is taking the step in the right direction and you have the type of guys that you want?
Great question. One, let's say the passing drill took 3 months for it to be precise or close to our 80%. This group, it took 3 days to be able to understand spacing, moving, passing, meeting passes, playing together, cutting hard. They just have a better feel
What I want to hear
right now than the group before.
What I want to hear, Coach.
You're obviously aware by your comments earlier that the fan base, a lot of the fan base has a wait and show me attitude, which is, it would seem, would translate to the number of people in the seats. Is that something that you will address with your team as the season approaches, or how will you deal with that, if at all?
Well, I think first of all, you know, our guys already know that if you win, people gonna show up. I think they already know that this program has a very good fan base, and you know, we did some stuff with ticket season holders, and they got to meet our players a little bit, and the players said it. When even though we won 4 games, that were nice when you guys came, and we were shocked at how you cheered us on. We embraced that. We need you. So they understand what that is. Of course, we want to take it to another level. We want the arena feel. We want players in the community and the fans to all support this group. But I think the first part of supporting them is seeing them trying to be a winning product, without saying you have to be a winning product first. The process of making it look different, making it feel different, playing together, fighting against good teams. And it's looking like this program is moving. I think people will follow that because they'll see the vision and they'll see where this is headed.
Is that a hard thing for you to do, though, when you say you don't want to hype them up, but yet you have to do some of that, correct? I mean, is that not difficult for you as a coach to walk that line?
Well, the difficult part for me is
I'm listening.
the process. Guys, we can't win if we don't play together. The process. You have to be connected. 1 through 15, you have to be connected. When you step on the court, you can't say, I don't feel good today, so I don't have to perform at a certain level.
Nope.
You have to perform at a certain level every single time you step on that court. You're at one of the most prestigious programs in the country that's built on success. Built on success. So the fact that you've never really felt it before, and you've been able, because of whatever reasons, high school, AAU, pickup ball, there's a falseness about winning and losing. Well, you're in college basketball at a top program. Winning matters. But also with winning matters, there's something that comes before that. There's a process to winning. How you train individually, how you train as a team. Do you pick your teammates up? When they miss a shot, do you get down on them? All those things go apart to winning.
Go
And
get
they
the
need to
rebound.
understand that. And that sort of takes care of the pressure.
Kenny, you talk about building a program, establishing a
I agree with
culture
Tina.
with so many
Coach-
new guys.
Coach
Is there
Bennett,
anything
today-
from last year that actually carries over, or are you almost starting completely from scratch with this group?
No, I think there are things that carry over. I think that, you know, I'm still emphasizing passing the basketball. The philosophy doesn't change. You know, the fact that we didn't have the success that we wanted to have last year, well, we should be better this year. We have to be better this year. I understand that. So I'm not scrapping what I was doing. What I'm doing is saying I brought in maybe a better product and more of a better product.
Is there anything you'd say was a particular takeaway from a year ago, or anything you wish you maybe would have done differently right off the bat?
The biggest takeaway for me, and this may make sense and it may not, a lot of people talk about leadership, but they are talking about it from a standpoint of success. Until you experience failure, how can you really talk about leadership? So for me, every single day,
That's what
I walked away saying I did not cheat one kid.
I
did not cheat this program. I pushed, I pried, I fought, I scratched, I hugged, I love these kids every single day. That's hard to go in and say, guys, I believe we're winning this game. Do you believe?
Oh, you ready? You
That's
ready
hard.
to put Lieberman on the staff?
Because you see it in their face that maybe they don't believe. They don't believe they have what it takes to fight through to get a win. Well, you have to try your best to instill that in them.
Go ahead and put them in there.
You give it your all and you see what happens. So maybe that makes sense to you, but for me, the biggest thing is leadership isn't when you're winning and everything's hunky-dory and everybody's looking at you. I want people to look at me and say, which some people have said, I watched your press conference, I watched you in the beginning of the season, I watched you in the middle of your message never changed. And it didn't. It never changed, no matter what people were saying. I knew in my heart what I was trying to do.
Kind of going off that question, when you think about the guys who have stayed from last year's team, how have you seen them take the next step as leaders after, like you said, hitting rock bottom?
Let's take each individual guy. So Brandon Hatfield texted me this morning at 8:30, 9 o'clock, KP, I'm 8% body fat. I'm ecstatic. Now he understands. I probably played basketball 15, 20% body fat, 12%. Now I'm below 10. I love that. That means he's understanding what I'm trying to do. First, Mike James. Mike James has came in and I can play him at the 1, 2, 3, or 4. How about that? He has worked so hard on his ball handling, on his shooting, that I can put him all over the court now and he be comfortable. I like that. And his ability to lead when he's never been in a position in college to lead. Now he's vocal. Now he's dragging guys along and telling guys, stay away from this. We can't do this. We got to eat right. We got to train right. Go harder. That's leadership. Emmanuel came in here and it was like a fish out of water. He was trying to just see what this is, college basketball. And then he worked hard. He has his injuries. It was a setback. And then he worked hard in this summer and he goes to Canada and he performs. And people look at him and say, wow. The people from NBA Africa say, wow, he's gotten better. I like that. JJ, no longer am I watching him hold his head down when he misses a shot. I'm watching him now have the confidence to get past it, to just play basketball, knowing that his success is predicated on how he digests energy. Energy. I got to give energy every single second. So my son, Zan, struggled with conditioning. Today he passed the conditioning test.
Gotta lose some weight, Zan.
And the conditioning test, to be honest with you, impossible. So he passed it. Every guy passed it before him, but he passed the conditioning test, picks up the phone this evening and said, Dad, you said I wasn't gonna make it through. I made the conditioning test. So I'm watching the guys that were here, me set a standard, and they all have embraced it and gotten better.
You talked about the message being the same throughout last year. How has your mood changed? Are you sleeping better? Are you easier to be around? You kicking the dog? I mean,
So one thing, Coach, I hate that phrase. Don't say impossible. Don't even use that phrase impossible, because they hear it and it sets it to me telling somebody, hey, the referees are going to be against us. It plants a seed. Hey, my conditioning is impossible. It plants a seed. I don't like that seed. Like I said, I know it's just kind of a figure of speech, blah, blah, blah. I don't like the seeds being planted on hurdles. Hey, my conditioning is going to be so it's kind of like, when somebody tells you it's impossible, and you hearing that it's impossible, when you're tired, you're kind of like, oh, well, it's impossible anyway. So just, I don't like that phrase. If I were to, to do a psychological examination of the just what do you call it? Psychoanalysis, athletic psychoanalysis class. I would eliminate that phrase and that take he says. I would eliminate that. Everything else I love, but it's like don't even limitless. Like players belief and condition. They don't have a governor. Don't tell them it's impossible. Don't say that out loud. Tell them they can always get in better shape. You can always be in better shape. Eliminate that. Like I said, I like the limitless attitude. Eliminate that from the vocabulary. That's just my thing. What do I know? It's just one of those things, man. Like I said, it's just a bit. Yeah. Like I said, it's just a bit of it's a governor. When they talk about kids, and kids only know the roadblocks we teach them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if I heard like if a coach says something and I'm trying to please the coach, and then an assistant coach says, "Hey Marcus, don't worry about it. That's impossible. Just do as good as you can, because that's impossible." And it's kind of like, oh, so if it's impossible, then you kind of it gets in your brain, like you got to push them. Like impossible is the expectation, not the not that. So yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing. Just me. I would, if I was an assistant coach on that staff, I wouldn't say anything during the practice, but I'm like, we got to talk. Stop saying that. Stop fucking saying that. Stop saying the word impossible when it comes to conditioning. Stop putting that. What's me? Steve, why you always gotta come in here starting something at night? Damn, you always starting something. Just get ready to. Listen. I need you, Steve. Take the weekend off and be ready, Rummage. Be ready to do some pom-pom radio on Monday, okay? Be ready to wave your pom-poms. Wait, hold on, Steve. Hold on. Hey, Rummage, before you get out of here. Hold on. How did I end up in here? Steve. Hold on. I don't know it. Oh no, I closed it. Oh no, it's terrible. I accepted some requests. There it goes. I'm not even gonna say it, Steve. I ain't gonna drag you into this. Feel bad. Oh, Steve. Hey, y'all. Don't let Steve be a victim in here. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Look. He got a sore throat. Probably got a temperature. He's probably sick. I mean, whatever. Tell him. tell him go get some warm tea with some honey and lemon and ginger. Just get ready to do some hometown radio on Monday, Steve. That's all we want to hear from you. I did like that he's reviewing the video and showing the fan reaction for the effort. We need you to believe. You know what? And whatever you do, don't tell Steve it'll be impossible. Steve, it's not impossible for your throat to feel 100% on Monday. Oh. Hey, Steve, don't try. Okay, Steve, you know what? Since you sick, when I go get my Louisville swag on Monday, I want you to stay at home. Don't all of a sudden get, hey, did y'all know we're doing the show at the Cardinal Golf Club on Monday? Why don't y'all see how sick Steve is on Monday? Now, Steve be all sick on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Monday, he going to be healthy as a horse because that's when we get our gear. We get our Louisville free swag gear, and Steve all of a sudden going to be 1,000% healthy. Oh, listen, Monday morning, all of a sudden, Steve's going to wake up. Honey, I feel great. Steve going to call me Monday morning. Hey, man, I'm already at the golf club. I'm going to be like, damn, Steve, I'm going to be waking up. Steve, it's 6:30 in the morning. What you doing? He going to be like, hey, man, let's go. Baby, let's go. Yeah. All of a sudden, Steve gonna be right as rain. Yeah. He gonna rise like the phoenix for the swag. Right. Look, now he trying to cover up. He ain't know Tina was in here. You ain't getting out to practice that either. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. I'm glad Russ Smith made us all feel that anxiety again. People don't know when Russ Smith missed shots, that's what really made you feel alive again. The worse they played, the more you felt alive and frustrated.
What happens when you see progress?
My wife and daughter would say I'm still grumpy. But great question, man. I don't know. It got to be the people around me. Sometimes I do have to check myself because I have become a little short-patient. Because, listen, this thing was not, I didn't inherit.
Coach, we want you with short temper.
I inherited something that was broken.
Don't apologize,
never
Coach.
Got the job, right?
We need the short.
We all understand that, right? Hopefully. So that comes with stress. The stress of building something, the stress of inspiring young people, the stress of, hopefully you guys understand, I played here. I played at this school. I know what this is. And when it's not fixed, I represent more than just me. I represent every player that's ever worn that jersey.
Me too.
I represent this community, the Black community, the business community. I represent this community. So there's pressure with this that I feel that sometimes gets overlooked because you can say he's just the head coach of Louisville basketball. No, not for me. That's not what I inherited. That's not what this is. For me, this is, I give this my all, my heart, because I don't want to let any of you guys down. I know what this looks like when it's fixed. I know what it looks like when you see a winning product, a winning program.
Also, let's put it out there right now. The B-Dubs Middletown is going to be a new home base for us. Tuesday, we are doing the show from B-Dubs. We're doing the morning show. So if you don't work on Tuesday, or you're going to take an early lunch on Tuesday, we will be doing the show from B-Dubs on Tuesday. Shout out to Tina. Shout out. Coach, I didn't mean to cut you off right there. You're on point right there.
For me, this is, I give this my all, my heart, because I don't want to let any of you guys down. I know what this looks like when it's fixed. I know what it looks like when you see a winning product, a winning program, and everybody's happy, fans, media people, supporters, communities. I understand that. That's pressure. So obviously I'm gonna have good days, and when a kid's not doing what I need them to do, or a team is not doing what I need them to do, I'm gonna have bad days.
Kenny, obviously for you guys to get better, the new guys coming in are going to have to be big contributors. Can you talk about the 7, 8, how many new guys there are and what you've seen from them and what you like?
I like the fact that they are in the gym, gym rats, work ethic, across the board. They all are unbelievable in the gym and focused. I like the fact that they listen, and I'm constantly talking about the ability to listen and apply.
Listen and apply.
I like the fact that they bring something different. I have a bunch of players that are versatile. I got a situation where I could put Trey White, Trenton Flowers, D'Lo, Curtis Williams. I mean, guys, like, when you have the ability to have wings that are between 6'5" and 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and there's 5 or 6 of them, it looks different. And they're hungry, and they're versatile, and they compete. Now, sometimes they lose their mind a little bit when they're playing against each other, because you look to your left, you look to your right, guess what? I'm not head and shoulders better than this guy. I look to my right and I say, oh my God, he's just as good as me. If I don't play well, coach is going to see me get whipped. That's what's happening in our practices.
About recruiting, what's the perception you think of this program now? I mean, most of the people here have seen it be successful, but Louisville hasn't won an NCAA tournament game since 2017. The stuff happens pretty fast in the world right now. For kids, what do they think of Louisville basketball?
I think that, again, it's probably not talked about as much as it should be, and I'm glad of that. The fact that we had a top 5-10 recruiting class and we won 4 games. I'll say that again. We won 4 games, and a lot of really talented kids chose us and trusted us to come here. That says a lot about this program. The staff has done a great job. I think people know that what we're trying to do.
From the rooftop.
People know that we are not just interested in one side of it. We have to know what motivates kids. Why would you come to Louisville? Well, hopefully they tell us, this is what I'm trying to do with this basketball. This is how I'm making my decision. And then we say, okay, great. We'll help you do this. And we have a partnership. But if we just make it about Louisville and not about you as a young man, you're not coming with us. Let me say that again so everybody fully understands what I'm saying. I want Louisville to win a championship, but I never talk about what I want for you as a player. And I never ask you what you want as a player, or mom and dad. Why in the world would you ever go to my school? You're not. They're not going to come.
Jordan,
they need to know that I'm invested in them and that they're going to be invested in what we're trying to do here. And I think we've done a good job of educating families on what this program is and how we're going to help them.
Kenny, what have you seen out of Sky Clark this summer that gives you the confidence in him to be a floor general and be that point guard that you want, a pass first guy?
Very talented, very skilled, doesn't get rushed, doesn't allow anything to knock him off kilter, stays even keel, flatline, poised, can shoot it, can handle it, can defend, mentally tough. But my message to him has been, I don't want to see you when you're playing well. I can't evaluate you then. I know what it looks like just watching you train. I need to see what it's like when it's not perfect. How are you going to handle adversity? Because adversity is going to come. How are you going to lead when the team is headed in the wrong direction? You have to lift us back up.
Shout out.
You have to be that energy.
Oh, happy birthday, Scott
And so
Clark.
he's
I did
embraced
see
that role. He's been vocal. He's done everything that I've asked him to do, and I'm happy he's here. And he's a good basketball player.
Earlier this month, the rules changed with the coaching, and you can have more. Can you update us on your staff? Did you elevate or hire someone? Where's that stand?
So we're in the process of figuring it completely out, but I'm gonna say this to you. I have a staff and a support staff of guys that are really high-level basketball guys. So some of this I can do from within, and I may end up doing that from within. And I'm comfortable with that. So I hadn't completely made my mind up yet how I'm gonna do it, but I have a good idea.
Ken?
One, I listened to a bunch of different coaches, and there are things about this profession that people forget. Jay Wright, for example. So, Kenny, I won 4 games my first year, something like that, 7 games. Larry Brown.
Wait,
Kenny, I didn't win my first. You know, like things, in order to become great in this profession or perceived great, they all went through something. They all had failures. They all didn't, because winning ain't just me. I'm not shooting the basketball. I just got to put a product and put guys in positions to win. I can't play for them, right? So what I take away from this is that I'm stronger as a person. You have to have faith in what you're doing. You got to be about young people, not just about yourself. Because if there's a disconnect between a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid and a 56-year-old man, you'll never be on the same page and they'll never trust you. You can't win without trust. They have to trust everything that comes out my mouth. I've learned that this past year. In some ways, I think I needed it. I needed to go through it because I've never really experienced losing like that. I never really experienced trying to help kids that were broken. And broken meaning that lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem at times, that didn't believe. So it was good for me. And I'm glad I went through it early.
I like that.
So that now I'm prepared for it.
I like that. That's self-awareness right there.
They all reached out. I mean, I can go down the list of the coaches that have reached out to me and talked about, I'm watching what you're doing the right things. Kenny, some of this, like, it's not on you, it's just the situation that you're in. But just know that you're not the only coach that's been through this. We all have been through it.
Coach, you talked a lot about the process and what you have to do with that process, but at the end of the day, programs are assessed through wins. How do you plan to blend that process and turn those into wins?
Again, I believe the process helps you win, not just winning. So do you want me to win and cheat to get players? I hope you don't. Do you want me to win and a lot of kids to get them here? I hope you don't. Because then you can win for a year and you'll lose a year. I don't want to win that way. I want this program to be good every single year. And in order to do that, the process of telling kids the truth.
That's through wins. How do you plan to blend that?
Just know that you are not the
I'm done after this answer. I'm done after this answer. I love that answer. Great question, great answer. I love that answer. I love the question. I love the answer. I've always felt this way. I'm proud of this answer and question.
The only coach that's been through this. We all have been through it.
Coach, you talked a lot about the process and what you have to do with that process, but at the end of the day, programs are assessed through wins. How do you plan to blend that process and turn those into wins?
Again, I believe the process helps you win, not just winning. So do you want
assess through wins?
Coach that's been through this.
Jordan, that's a low blow. That's a low blow. That's a low blow. Jalen, I changed my mind. I want that Rolex. Jalen, I was just emotional, and I wasn't thinking right. Jalen, I want that Rolex. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have turned it down. Jordan, that's wrong of you for reminding it. Jordan, I said Jordan. Jalen, please ask me again if I want that Rolex. I promise you'll get a different answer. Oh, Jalen, I'm sorry. I should have said no. Do you know that? You know how much that Rolex is worth? Damn it, Marcus. I should have took the Rolex. I should have took it. I should have took the Rolex. Why didn't I take the Rolex? What was I thinking? Jordan, why did you remind me? I'm sorry, y'all.
We all have been through it.
Coach, you talked a lot about the process and what you have to do with that process, but at the end of the day, programs are assessed through wins. How do you plan to blend that process and turn those into wins?
Again, I believe the process helps you win, not just winning. So do you want me to win and cheat to get players? I hope you don't. Do you want me to win and lie to kids to get them here? I hope you don't. Because then you can win for a year and you'll lose a year. I don't want to win that way. I want this program to be good every single year. And in order to do that, the process of telling kids the truth, the process of working kids harder than they've ever worked in their life so that they appreciate the work ethic, the process of doing everything in this program that's needed so that they feel good about being at Louisville, from the way we eat to where they sleep, to how we train, to the truth that we tell them, to making them play basketball and work on their games in a way that they never even thought about before. Then I believe when you get that first, that's called development, and you bring them together and say, okay, the last part of winning is be one. Be just as much about the teammate as you are about yourself. And we win. And that's where we're trying to get to.
Kenny, what have you seen from Caleb Glenn so far since he's been here?
Caleb Glenn, obviously Kentucky kid, Louisville kid, a little bit behind in the perimeter stuff because he's been bigger, stronger, and we played him around the basket. Natural. Now he's having to learn to be on the perimeter. And at 6'6", 6'7", you can't just think that you can catch the ball from 5 feet and score over 7-footers, 6'10" guys. So I'm asking him to embrace being uncomfortable being on the perimeter. He's done a great job. He plays hard. He should be a great defender and bring great energy. He has gotten better since he's been here.
Someone else that's new is Dennis. What have you seen from him so far as he's gotten here? And, you've kind of spoke about it when he was signed. You said, there's no potential, or you said something along the lines about, there's no limit to how good he can be. After you've, spent a few months with him, can you kind of just take me through what you've seen?
Great personality, unbelievable work ethic, probably.
Hold on, I'm gonna let it play, y'all. I was gonna cut it off, but everybody, since y'all stayed around, we'll finish it out. Sorry about that. Listen. We're in Asheville, right? I got this watch on. I like my watch. I got my watch on, right? Jalen goes over to the closet. He pulls out this little bar. Okay, I'm hood, right? I don't have a watch holder, right? Jalen pulls out a bag that had like an arm on it, and it had multiple watches on it, right? Jalen took one of the watches and he came over there and handed it to me, right? So I took the watch, I was kind of messing with it, and I didn't even listen. He kind of said, "I like your watch," but it was like one of them, "Oh, that's a nice little watch." It was a very dismissive compliment he made at my watch. And listen, y'all, I like my watch. So he goes over to the closet, and he got this little miniature arm bar, right? It's like felt. What is it? Velvet. It's like a velvet bar, and it got watches. It got his, hers. It got it got man's watches and female watches on it, right? It's like that's where they put their watches at. And so he gets the Rolex. He comes over there. He kind of hands it to me. I'm checking it out, and I start to kind of open it, open the clasp, and I don't even want to mess with the clasp because everything's so tight. On a Rolex and stuff is like perfectly tight. You don't just like on these, you yank on it, you just open it up and put it on. Rolex, I don't really want to pop the clasp like that. And he's like, I got it. So he takes the watch, he opens it up. He pulls loose the clasp. He throws it on my wrist, right? He locks it in, I'm used to kind of having a bigger face, right? So he's like, he pops it on, I'm looking at it, I'm kind of looking at it and shaking it around a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I like that, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you want it? I was like, nah, I'm all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. Hey, y'all, young fella tried to give me the Rolex. I was like, nah, cause look, this is what I told him, y'all. I was like, yeah, I don't really go too many places, so I don't really know where I would wear it. So I'm like, you good, I'm straight. And he's like, you sure? He's like, you can get it if you want it. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Maybe it's a little too small anyway, because I've been gaining a little weight. Listen, so he takes it off, takes it back. I put on my old dirty bummy watch. My dirty piece of crap bummy watch. Okay. So that's, yeah, right. Get a smartwatch. Okay. Marcus, you had one job. I know. Go get your watch. Okay. And this is what happened. Look, I had been telling them, I sent DVDs. That's back then, it was DVDs, of course. I sent DVDs to the school. I talked to everybody. The AD, everybody. Charlie Strong was the coach at the time. They was never really getting back with me. I was like, listen, y'all. I was like, I'm telling you, I wouldn't say this. And this is me talking about Jalen. I was like, I wouldn't even be reaching out to y'all if I didn't know he could play. And they probably hear that all the time. So, I'm reaching out to the school like, hey, man, my young fella's down in Clarksville. He can go. You know what I'm saying? And they like kind of brushed me off. So when they heard he was getting a lot of heavy interest from Tennessee, and I don't know if he was talking to Tennessee or getting ready to commit to Tennessee. It was a random Sunday morning, y'all, and I get a call from Charlie Strong. Right, I'm at my house out in Garden Gate. Y'all know where Garden Gate is, right across from the big mega church. So I'm at my house at Garden Gate. No. It wasn't Charlie Strong first. I get a call from Jalen, and he's 16, 17 at the time, whatever. So I get a call. He's like, "Dad, what you up to?" I'm like, "Dad, what's going on?" He's like, what kind of same thing he does now. What you doing today? I was like, "No, I'm chilling." He's like, he said, me and my mom gonna drive up to see you. I was like, all right, cool. So Sunday, they drive up to come see me over at Garden Gate, right? And that same day, they had just got there probably. They hadn't even been there that long. Well, not just got there. We might have went to go eat or something. I get a call. It's Charlie Strong. He's like, hey, I heard you got a kid that can play. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. He was like, yeah, you want to give me his number? What's up with him? I'm like, shit, he's here right now. He's like, blah blah blah. Now look. I'm sure we're past the statute of limitations. And I don't want to talk about any potential NCAA violations that may or may not have happened. But let's just put it this way. We went and there was a meeting with people and stuff. But it was kind of late in the process. Tennessee had already, Tennessee had been on them. Louisville was just a little late, and I was trying to tell them, like, y'all need to get on, young fella, But by then, people was already pushing them to Tennessee, in-state kid, in-state school. So that's look, and listen, y'all ain't gonna know what to do with young Maven, Trent Maven. Listen. Cameron Maven loves Louisville's campus and the baseball program. Look up Trent Maven. Dan McDonald, Trent Maven. Be careful, because if we get Trent Maven for the baseball program up here, and Pops Cameron Maven comes up here, it's gonna be trouble. So yeah, I didn't know if some of y'all didn't know the Charlie Strong story. Look out for Trent Maven. Trent Maven is a big time prospect, and Cameron Maven loves Louisville. Cameron Maven comes through here. Even granddad of Trent Maven, Rudy Maven, loves to come up here. So yeah, those are those stories. Let's get to this real quick. Let's finish this up.
The most unique player on our team, 7'1", very thin, elite shot blocker, but has a really good touch. And so the game isn't going to slow down for him. He has to adjust to the game. Today's basketball games are fast, moving. He can't be behind the action, because if he is, he'll find himself reacting. I want him to anticipate and act first. So he's gotten better. He's gotten stronger. Still has a long way to go with those areas. Yep. His conditioning has gotten better, but he still has a long way to go.
Yep.
But he's a unique basketball player, a unique shot blocker with unique length to go with an unbelievable touch around the basket. And he can shoot jump shots.
Coach, what lessons have you learned as a coach from basketball? Tactics, strategy, in-game decision-making. I'm sure you've contemplated that. And what do you take from last year's experience that you can change your platform?
I just think that, when it comes to trying to figure out the strategy of a game, you think about what you have. So, for example, I've heard people say, well, they played man and then they went to zone, then they press. He's doing a little bit of everything. I had to. So I would go back and watch film and say, okay, Boston College, why did we go zone? Let me look at it. I would go look at the game and I see that they picked on one or two guys every single possession. Well, those one or two guys were guys that I needed on the court.
Yeah.
Well, how do I protect them?
Yeah.
I go zone. Just things like that, that from the outside looking in, you know, you could say and be critical of, well, he's doing a little bit of everything.
Hindsight.
But why am I doing it? I'm doing it to keep my best players on the court. And I'm watching a bunch of film, and the staff is watching a bunch of film.
Debbie with the
How do we
Cardinal
come
Bird,
up with
welcome
strategies
tonight.
that help us win ball games? And there's no, I'm not the coach that's going to be uncomfortable trying new things. I'm not that guy. Whatever it takes to win, I want to do. And then we'll figure it out. We got to get better man-to-man defense. We'll figure that out at practice and go from there.
Because you talked about that you know you need to win games. You talked about the process. You've got all these newcomers. How do you build a schedule? What was your philosophy in building a schedule to try to take all these things into account?
Well, I think, you know, last year we inherited the players, but we also inherited a schedule that was daunting. Now I feel like it's the first step where we can have our imprint on the schedule. It wasn't done before we got here. I think we have a competitive schedule. I think that's important that we play competitive teams that are really good, but it's also important that we play teams where we learn about ourselves. I think we have a good mix of both, but I also feel like it's only a good mix if the players digest it a certain way. So many times we worry if we do schedules based on TV and money and this and that. That's not important. How do these players digest what they've been handed, the schedule that they've been handed? So I think we've done a good job with that.
Ken, is there any criticism in year and change on the job that you feel like's particularly been unfair about you?
To be honest with you, I don't even know who's criticized or what's been criticized. I really don't even dwell in it. I try to focus on the young guys, the players, helping them get better.
I ain't saying about it.
Again, if someone got criticisms of me, please give them to me. I'll work on them. I don't take it personal.
That's awesome.
I'm all about doing the right things. So I can't sit here and say that I listen to every piece of criticism. I don't.
You mentioned the impact that the game the other night had on the players, the game in Freedom Hall. What kind of impact did that have on you? What was it like to see?
That's a good answer, y'all. It's like, what criticism? Look, don't tell me. Oh, you already know. No, you tell me what criticism so I can directly answer to you. If you think it's a criticism, you tell me. Don't say people say. Don't say, well, those people who are saying. No, tell me what you think is a fair criticism, and you ask me the question about the criticism. I'll answer you. People who criticize you about this, like, no, who are these people? Tell me so I can answer to my accusers. Great answer. Let me fix
sit there, watch that crowd. I know. Did you mention maybe on the TV you might look into playing a game there? Judas might wince at this, but there's a lot of moving parts to that. But could that happen?
During the first half of the game, Josh Hurd came over and was like, Kenny, we may need to think about playing a game here. This is an unbelievable venue, unbelievable environment. Look at how happy these fans are. And for me, it was probably one of my first times being back in the arena. And it brought back a bunch of memories of how competitive the games were, how supportive the fans were, and just what it felt like to run down the ramp onto the court. What it felt like, the darkness of the arena, and to see the softness of the rim.
Good call.
There's a lot of little things that, when you compare like the Yum Center to Freedom Hall, you forget like Freedom Hall for me looked sort of smaller than the Yum. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize. But it held 19, whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that, even though they cut parts of it off. But so many memories. So, you can visualize sitting and being in the game and Coach Crom there. So much. Being on the court and the camaraderie that the teams had together and the way we talked to each other on the court. And then
you can hear it.
Seeing how we would also take that and the swagger to go and talk trash to the other team. Doing that in Freedom Hall, it just brought back a lot of.
It echoes, y'all. Listen, I don't care what you believe in. When you get in Freedom Hall, there's spirits that talk to you in there, and they tell you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Like, you might be a nice person, but the Freedom Hall voices and the spirits, if you play on the court, the echoes get into your brain, and you're like, and look, and somebody bumps you the wrong way, and they say, "You gonna take that?" And you're like, "Who said that?" You say, "I said that." And then sometimes you should lay it up, and they say, "You better dunk that shit." You go, "Who said that?"